Hello, and welcome back to the Universe Podcast. I'm your host, Teagan Elliott, and today I'm joined by repeat guest, Annika.
Hi, except there's video this time.
There
People
is.
who are watching the video.
Well, honestly, she was the one who kind of insisted that I do video.
Well, because the podcasts I watch, I see clips of them on the internet. That's how I found every single one of them was over Instagram Reels or like TikTok or whatever. So I was like, if you just post the audio, I don't think there's going to be a lot of interaction.
Well, no, true, because now, so I give Annika some credit here for inspiring me to do video. Because I had thought about doing it, but I hadn't seriously, thought about it. You know, move this up.
Well, then it's always fun to see the person's setup. At least for me, I think it's entertaining.
Oh. Well, this is a very ghetto setup today. For anyone watching us on video, this is not normally the setup, but I have to leave for my flight in 2 hours. I haven't packed yet. And instead I'm here podcasting because my time management skills are lacking. So that's where we're at. But
yeah, I know.
I've got my iced coffee.
It's so fun to
Shout out to Califia Farms Blonde Roast Cold Brew. Sponsor me, please. I am obsessed. It got me through COVID. It got me through quarantine, and it's still getting me through life today when I'm in America.
When she's in America,
you guys should do your cold brew in England, please. Please. Oh, and then also I get I'm now a creamer girly when I'm in America.
She's a creamer girly, but not to the extent that you see on the internet. She doesn't pour in 4 different creamers. Her coffee is still 95% coffee.
Yeah, with a little splash of creamer. Only because I think it's because I want what I can't have. Now that I am in England and they don't have creamer, I'm like, oh my gosh, I must have creamer when I'm in America. I think it's just a want what you can't have thing, which for me seems pretty
on brand.
Oh, I think this is a lot about me and my life. Yeah.
You're the oldest child. I think that's a normal eldest sibling trait.
Is it? Well, someone said I was a middle child. Erica said to me, she's like, Teagan, you really give middle child energy. And I was like,
as respectfully.
Hello, Annika.
As respectfully as this can be said, I don't think you're a middle child, which is a good thing and a bad thing. You very much give older sibling. I think, I don't know if this is tall enough. I think
here. One moment.
I think you, me, and Kaya.
Is that better?
Jesus Christ.
Oh.
Well, better posture. I think you, me, and Kaya are the epitome of oldest, middle, and youngest. I think we fit into that.
Yeah, well, okay. Opinion. I think from her perspective, though, she was like, yeah, because no one really cares where the middle child's at. No one knows where the middle child is at all times. So me moving to England and then just randomly going on solo travel trips, I think that's where she was more like, yeah, you're definitely a middle child. And also, I think when I'm at home, I'm a lot more mature. Because I am the oldest sibling. I mean, now that I've been to college, I think I'm less mature because I've enjoyed having freedom and being able to not have to be a mom and a sister. I can just be.
Not you saying you're a mom. Oh my Lord.
No, at work, I'm mommy shifty.
Oh, at work. I was like,
no. And at home,
Teagan.
I helped raise you into the woman you are today.
You did.
And that's the key.
It was you and Barbie.
Me and Barbie, yeah. No, honestly, I feel like all the girlies that love and watch Barbie movies are
wonderful human beings.
Yes. No, and I stand by that.
No, I would agree. I feel like I've never met a shitty person who watched Barbie movies growing up.
And I honestly think because Barbie taught us to be nice. She taught us to
share,
serve. She taught us
how to be a leader, how to support your friends.
I think you need to write your university essays on Barbie.
I've heard people write their essays on SpongeBob, and I'm
I wrote my Common App on Disney princesses.
Oh, you did, didn't you? Remember that dream? You wanted to be a Disney princess for a gap year.
Okay. I feel like
I'm exposing you.
You are. Okay, I will explain. Basically, do you guys...
I don't know if I should be looking at you with a camera. This is really hard.
For reference, everyone, it was kind of embarrassing looking back.
I don't think it's embarrassing.
But okay, you know those Disney performers in the parks, the ones that are the princesses? I wanted to be one of those and take a gap year and do that. And audition and everything. And because I, growing up, I think like in our childhood, we lived in Atlanta, so we would drive down to Disney World like once or twice a year, and we were really lucky to be able to do that. And like we fell in love with Disney, but also
And then we moved.
I want to clarify,
when I was 5.
we're also not like
wasn't-
Disney adults. Like we're not like we don't have like paintings of
I
like,
don't want to
Walt
get
in our
married
house.
at
You know what I mean?
Disney.
Like
I don't want to wear the ears out in public unless
But-
I'm in Disney.
but we do like Disney, and we are Disney stans.
some of the rides
There-
are
there's
so
a balance.
much fun.
No, and we have such good childhood memories. So like, you know what?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna apologize for loving Disney.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna apologize for me wanting to be a Disney princess back when I was 16.
I'm not going to
However-
apologize for doing every biography project I've ever had to do on Walt,
Walt
Disney.
Disney. Yeah, I did the same shit. No, you know that massive book you have? It's like a
Yeah.
fucking like a tome. It's like huge.
Yeah. I still
I had to read that. I read the same one. There are only so many. There are only so many.
no. As mom's packing up her house, which I don't know if your podcast knows this, but my mom is moving. She decided like 3 weeks ago she wants to move, so the house goes on the market in like a week and a half, 2 weeks.
Literally, only because I'm here.
It's
Because she's
insane.
like, oh my god, like Teagan, like you can help me pack.
All right, no, she decided this right before you showed up and surprised us, so your timing was just terrible. It was
impeccable.
tragic.
Oh yeah, do you want to talk about like my little like surprise?
No.
Okay, I mentioned it on one of the episodes where I talk about like it was across the pond and country episode where I basically just said how I was surprising everyone and how it all worked and how I still had a couple more people to surprise. You really did that just to be extra.
It sounds so pretty.
We digress. Anyway, so I basically, my friend Juliana picked me up in her whip, pew pew, and
Don't do that again. That was an inside thought, Teagan.
intrusive thoughts. And so then I came
Impulsive
to the house.
thoughts.
Oh,
The internet has yelled at me for that.
cute. Mm.
Okay.
Anyway, so then I basically
Middle child
came to the house.
shenanigans.
parked the car across the street. Initially, I was gonna like stand in the driveway and then like pop out from like behind a tree, but then everyone was standing in the driveway,
behind the
so
hidden tree.
we last minute had to like scramble, and I was like, okay, Julian, I'm just gonna lay down in the passenger seat real low, and then I'm gonna like roll out of the passenger side door and then just like come out and surprise them.
Yeah.
I can put the video maybe on the Instagram story or something of the surprise.
No, Teagan was like, of course you were trying to like walk out of the frame and you didn't want to be on camera. I had no issues with being on camera because I thought it was
Well, I had
just gonna
Juliana
be sent-
record it because this was like, this is a once in a lifetime opportunity, and I took it.
I thought that
I keep hitting it.
I thought that the video was just going to be sent to Teagan, so I didn't really have an issue with the idea of like being on camera because I'm normally like kind of camera insecure.
Camera shy. Well, so we're wearing like matching like hoodies.
That wasn't on purpose.
Yeah. Hey, I bought us these.
Yeah, you did, but
Brandy
I paid you back
Melville.
for them.
Oh well, this is Brandy Melville for anyone wondering. We can link it. We can link it on our
One size
link
fits
tree.
all.
Yeah.
It's just a massive hoodie.
Yeah. No, yeah, it's really comfy.
It is nice. Yeah.
But she wears it a lot. I wear it a lot in England. But now I've been noticing how much we wear it a lot together. And I've also been wearing my sweatpants. I've been really comfy this whole trip. Anyway, sorry, back to the surprise. I'm getting sidetracked, as per usual.
Well, and so since I didn't think it was going anywhere, I didn't have an issue with being on camera. And then, like you had texted us, and Mom was telling Kaya and I like, oh, her friend Juliana like has something that she wants to give to us that she picked up from Seattle. And then Mom was like, oh, I might not make it. You know, it's really late. Like it's being delivered at 9 p.m.
For reference, Mom goes to bed at like 8.
Yeah. So she was like, I don't want to stay up that late. You know, I'll just see whatever it is in the morning. And Teagan was like, no.
Well, no, okay. I tried to be a little more like nonchalant and chill about it. I was like, no. I was like, I mean, like, it's not that big of a deal if you can't make it. But like, it would mean a lot to me if you were there. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Get your ass over there.
No, and then didn't you say it was something like food related?
Well, no. So my mom was like, oh, like, why? She's like, she's like, Wednesday would
It's
work so much better.
perishable.
And I was like, I was like, this is a perishable item. And she was like, oh.
Yeah.
I think they all thought it was like a dog.
I did not think it was a dog. However, I made the joke in the bathroom when Kaya and I were... All right, so I had to change out of... I figured since the video was being sent to Teagan, I didn't want her knowing that I was wearing her clothes. So I changed.
My closet has been raided. I'm looking at it. It looks sparse. And I
So-
have to pack. And so it's going to leave like more stuff. And then, yeah, there's going to be like, nothing in my closet. There's just a bunch of white stuff because I have it color coordinated. It goes like whites and then like Roy G. Biv and then like to black.
Yeah.
And the white section is the only full section because none of us wear white.
Yeah, because it washes all of us out. So
Yeah.
when I need something to wear and my clothes aren't clean, or I need something to wear and it's like a themed event or like we're doing karaoke night and I need to dress a certain way to like match the vibe, I come to Teagan's closet because she has a lot more clothes than I do. And she's been passed a lot of the stuff down from our mom. Like she's a bin right here filled with my mom's clothes because mom is moving and it's all just shit that she can keep now. And
Yeah.
so she is like all the shoes, all the clothes, whatever. And when she's not here, at some point in time, you gave me explicit permission to use as long as I took care of it.
And you don't take care of it!
And she doesn't remember giving me the permission. So now she, like, every time that we're on FaceTime, you'll be like, oh,
no,
nice shirt, Annika.
Okay, no. It's like, I do remember giving permission, but it's also like, I can still be salty about it, you know?
Oldest child. Like, that's...
Yeah, no, because Kai was, like, wearing a green hoodie. I was like, okay, really nice hoodie you have there.
Mm-hmm.
She was like, yeah, I know. And I was like, yeah, I know.
Well, because you have the most clothes, so I don't feel bad about stealing it sometimes to wear it and then just like putting it back. You'll never know. So anyways, but I didn't want her to know I was wearing like a full fit that was just from her closet because I was like, that might be pushing it too far.
Bombastic side eye.
Shut up. So I changed and I was like, okay, like what do I have that's clean? What do I have that's gonna work? That where I don't look dumb, like it doesn't look like I was trying to change out of something. So I like put thought into this outfit because it was gonna be on camera. And
you
sent
really
to Teagan.
overthought this whole experience.
I did because I was like, oh, like fuck, like I need to make sure that like she never knew or she's never gonna know.
Bombastic.
Well, and so
side
then
eye, criminal side eye.
The other deal is her room was filled with my stuff. Because
oh no, I'm talking trash bags of stuff. Like when I came in the room later, I was like, there were like 8 trash bags filled with clothes. And I was like,
they weren't all filled, but I was sorting through them because I needed to sort through what needs to be washed in cold water or hot water because I had
so if you've got 8 trash bags full of clothes, it seems like you have enough clothes.
No.
I don't know why you needed 9.
When you're saying 8 trash bags, people are going to imagine that I have a shit ton of stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't.
Oh.
I have hackathon t-shirts. I have Cure JM walk t-shirts. I have.
She's speaking in tongues. She's speaking in moon runes. Are you gonna start saying the? Are you gonna start saying the phonetic alphabet? LOL.
No, but I can say it backwards.
The alphabet.
Yeah.
Do you want to do it?
ZYXWVUTSRQPONM LKJ HTS EDCBA. 5th grade. I take that the same way you recited the states. She recited the phonetic sounds. I can do the alphabet backwards.
My coffee.
Well, no, I don't know.
To be fair, mine's more impressive because yours is only 26 letters and mine is 50 states in alphabetical order.
Alabama, Alaska, Arizona.
No, we're not doing this.
I know. No, basically, her room was really messy and we stored crap in here that we didn't want in our rooms because when people would come over, we didn't want them seeing all the junk in our space. And so since they weren't going to come in here, we would just shove it all in her room. And then she showed up and we were like, surprise, motherfucker. So then she walked through the door and I saw her in December. So I wasn't like, oh my God, Teagan. Like I wasn't attached at the hip. I was like, oh my God, you're here. And I was like,
8 months, you guys.
I was the first person to realize it was her in the car.
Okay, okay. So basically,
hesitated
because I was like laying low in the car, it's like dark outside, and my whole family standing in the driveway. Juliana's just awkwardly like recording them, and she's like, "Go, I guess." And then I just shout from the car. I just go, "Surprise!" And then Annika's like, "No way!" And then Kaya's jaw's on the floor, and then Dad's just like confused and bewildered, and then Mom is like, "Huh?" And then she goes, "Who is it?" And then Juliana goes, "It's Teagan," and Mom's like, "No way!" And
yeah,
it's so cute. I'm gonna have to put the video up.
Yeah,
for the people.
Yeah. Also, sorry, I read your Instagram comments more often than you read your Instagram comments.
Probably
because I will send her screenshots that people are commenting on her posts, and I'm like,
"Look at this!" And I'm like, "Oh, that's so cute."
Yeah. I'll send her the cute ones, and I'll send her the kind of creepy ones, and I'm like, Teagan, what the fuck is what is this? You never responded, or like, you got
yeah. No, okay. Basically, this is like an issue I have. Okay, we're gonna talk about me.
We're spiraling. I don't know how this conversation started.
No, okay. So I'm gonna love to talk about me because this is something I love to do. Mm-hmm. So I basically, do you guys know how like F boys will leave you on delivered for days.
No, I actually don't.
And
I
then-
wouldn't know. I don't talk to them.
And then you play a game where then like they'll leave you undelivered and you'll leave them undelivered and then they'll leave you undelivered and then you're like, oh well, you'll be undelivered for 3 days. I'm gonna leave you undelivered for 6, and then
yeah, you just double
Or-
double and give it to the next
or
person.
then or eventually then like they'll respond like immediately when you send it, so then you respond immediately and then you're back to being left undelivered and you're like, oh, like I shouldn't have given in, I shouldn't have responded immediately. Like yeah, it's a whole
Yeah.
game. It's a psychological like it's
is.
stupid. And
No, it is, but I
like,
get it.
I know how to play the game. I don't like playing the game, but I know how to play it and I can play it.
Mhm.
However, there was a time in my life recently where I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna start leaving everyone undelivered as well. And now I've
Mhm.
become the thing I hate, and I think I have like 50 messages that I haven't opened on Snap, and I feel really bad. I should probably just like sit there and just go
like
through it.
messages.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, then there's also this thing such as the half swipe,
oh yeah.
which
yeah.
now I do all the time. I'm like, I'm bad now. I've become the thing I hate, and I feel like I really need to make a change.
Acceptance is the first step.
Maybe this will be. No, it won't.
It won't.
No.
No.
I know. I've also gotten really bad because I just get like overwhelmed. I'm just like, I have so many messages to respond. If you're not in like my top 4, like you will not hear from me.
That's how I feel about emails. I'm getting over 100 emails a day, and I just hit select all.
Mark is
open.
dead. Yep.
Yeah.
Every time.
Well, I don't know what kind of subscriptions I have, but it's so obnoxious, and I can't wait for them to deactivate my school email because you aren't supposed to put your school email into subscription sites.
Bro.
But I do it anyways. Allegedly. I allegedly do that anyways.
I don't think the FBI is gonna come for you on this one.
No, I don't think so either.
And
But
you're also gonna graduate soon.
no, I know, and then they'll disable or like deactivate my email.
I know.
And I'm
Which
so
is-
happy for that because then I won't get the 150 freaking notifications or like have that number on the app. I hate that little number.
Yeah, I just select all Marcus Red. But apparently you can like so when you sign up for subscriptions, people will like sell your information to another
Yeah.
company to add you to their mailing list. So I'm on so many mailing lists. Every
Yeah.
day I get like 80 emails and I select all Marcus Red. But I think I just need to start unsubscribing.
No, sometimes
I try sometimes. I'll be like,
I
you know what?
think-
I'm just gonna purge my email. Today's the day.
no, I had that going, but your email just keeps getting sold to more and more people. It makes no difference. I just need a new email.
Yeah, I have the podcast email. It's pretty sacred. The only emails I get are from Buzzsprout.
Mm. Well, my like college email for Running Start was sacred and fine. And then my geological catastrophes professor had me sign up to get an email every time any sort of natural catastrophe happens in the world ever. So I get an email when like a tiny little tsunami hits somewhere or like a little earthquake and nothing that nobody felt like happens anywhere in the world. I get an email. So I
kinda
get
cool, though.
so many emails because whenever like a landslide, a mudslide, an earthquake, a volcano eruption,
Wait.
a tsunami.
Story time. Do you remember the earthquake like a few
monsoon.
years ago?
Yeah, I slept through it.
Okay, wasn't it during COVID? I think it was during COVID. Question mark.
It was because we were doing Wanak. It was the summer before COVID. It was this,
I have no idea.
no, it was right before COVID.
Okay, well,
It was
anyway,
that summer.
I remember I was in bed and then like I woke up right before it hit, and I woke up and I was like, I just was perplexed as to why I was woken up. So then like I was just like laying there, looked at the clock, and then suddenly, yeah, my bed just starts like shaking, and I was like, kind of like, okay. I in my head was like, is this the big one? Because Washington State were
Yeah.
overdue for some massive earthquake apparently.
Yeah.
So I was like,
learned
oh my
all
god.
about that this past
Same.
quarter.
I was like, this is the big one. We're all gonna die in this house.
no, Washington is susceptible to so many different natural. It's so scary.
But I read when there's an earthquake, you're supposed to like lay in your bed. So I was just laying there. And I was
I
like,
just slept through it.
and I was just kind of like sprawled, and then I was like, LOL? Question mark. So then after it ended, I got up, went to the bathroom, and then I hear like my dad open his bedroom door. He's like, did you feel that too? Because I was wondering if I imagined it. I started gaslighting myself. I was like, Teagan, there wasn't an earthquake. You're just tired. And then my dad comes out and he's like, did you feel that too? And I was like, yeah. And then I text my mom and yeah. And then I think I also called like Rabia maybe. And then I was like, yeah, like, did you feel that? We were like, oh my God. And then
no, Teagan like walked over.
Yeah,
she's like,
I walked
Annika?
there was an earthquake.
what? Like, I woke up the next morning and I had to be filled in on the details.
Yeah. Well, and then I remember, like, when we opened, like, the cabinets downstairs, like, some stuff fell out because it had shifted in the earthquake, and Kaya also fell asleep.
And so Teagan and I had, like, a summer school program we were going to get extra credits, like, over the summer for a few weeks. We could just complete the course in a few weeks instead of having to take it for the full year. And we went, and the entire subject that everyone was talking about, like, that entire day was said earthquake. And I remember people were getting into arguments about it, and they were getting really heated over lunch, and they were like, oh my God, I'm terrified to be here. Like, that's going to be the one that triggers, like, the big earthquake. And at the time...
Oh my God.
At the time, people weren't making fun of those people because they were like, no, it could be.
I mean, technically, yeah, it could have been.
It could have been. And then, like, a few weeks later, people were like, like, y'all were so fucking stupid. Like,
that, yeah.
Overreacting for what?
Well, it's like during COVID, you had, like, everyone that was freaking out. Like, did you remember seeing all the memes about the people that had, like, noodles on their heads in the grocery stores to keep that 6 feet distance? Like, and
No,
now
people-
everyone's making fun. But, like,
It was funny.
It was funny, but back then we were also, like, people were sanitizing all their groceries.
No,
like,
Teagan,
spraying everything with Lysol. And, like, we're looking back, we're like, that was a little much.
leaving packages on their steps for, like, 3 days
Yeah.
before they would pick them up.
I was like, no, like, I don't think that level was necessary.
I'm happy that I'd rather people take it than not take it, though, at the time, because we weren't, like,
Yeah, because we didn't know anything about it. And
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah. But I don't really want to get into that because it's somehow a political issue.
Yes, it's somehow a controversial topic, so.
Yeah. Anyway,
You said LOL question mark, and I just want to rewind back to that because you said that out loud, you verbalized it, and I took note, and in the
Wow.
video footage, you'll be able to see my face, and I was like...
You have very good memory. To the point where, okay,
That
no.
was like 3 minutes ago,
No,
maybe.
where I'll remember, like, okay, when someone tells me, like, oh, what did they say? And I go, well, they said something along the lines of, and then I kind of reiterate what the conversation was about. You are like, no, they said this, then I said this, then they said this, and I was like, how, and like you, and then I'm like, oh yeah, they did say that. Like, you remember details of conversations.
I think that
You should
comes
be like a lawyer.
I think that comes from being a sister
Because
because
cross-examination.
because it's like when we get into fights or petty arguments about stupid crap, I needed to remember exactly how it went down so I could reiterate like step by step what had happened so that I could either win the argument, prove you wrong, or like
No. I'm going to give an example. It isn't like a horrible one. Okay, ready?
I'm scared.
Of how Annika hates to be wrong to the point where she will. No, ready? So, Dad had this cookbook. And he was like, where's the cookbook? And Annika was like, I have no idea. And Dad's like,
No,
Are you
can
sure?
I reiterate? Because
No,
you
no,
just
no.
finished saying I have the best memory, and that's
let
not
me,
how this went
let
down.
me finish telling you what kind of happened here.
Okay.
So then Dad's like, oh, Annika, where's this cookbook? She's like, I have no idea.
I
And
was
he's like, are you
15.
sure it's not in your room? And she's like, yes, I'm so sure. Storms off. Then Dad goes into her room and the cookbook is on her bed. And he's like, Annika, it is in your room. And she goes, well, yeah, but I said it wasn't, and I wasn't going to take it downstairs. Like, no, it's not here. And he's like,
I did not say that. No, I don't like it when people give me a hard time about things, and normally I have a decent idea of like if I set something down and they're asking where is it, I can be like, it's over there, go look at the whatever, go check the cabinet. And this is really like, I don't know, sometimes people are just annoying to me, and they don't have to do anything to be obnoxious, but just like when you constantly, he was looking for the cookbook and we had just been to the bookstore, and so I had taken the bag from the bookstore up to my room, but I dropped off one of the items on the kitchen table. I thought I also dropped off the cookbook, so I didn't realize that the cookbook was still in the bag. I thought that it wasn't in the bag anymore because I didn't see it. So then I brought it upstairs to my room, and then my dad was like running around looking for this cookbook, and he asked me like 4 times if I knew where the cookbook was, and I was like, no, like I don't know where the cookbook is. And he's like, are you sure it's not in your room? And I was like, I'm positive. And then I went upstairs and I realized that the cookbook was in my room, but I only realized after he walked in. So then I tried like shoving clothes on top of it to hide it so that then I could go downstairs and find the cookbook.
and gaslight him. Like, no, it was here the whole time. I promise.
I had insisted it wasn't in my room because I genuinely didn't realize it was in my room.
Mm-hmm.
And And he kept asking me about it, and I was like, no, like, I don't have it. And I was getting really irritated. And so then when he came into my room as I was wrapping Christmas gifts, because it's around Christmas time.
Wow, like I said, details.
And so I was wrapping Christmas gifts, and I noticed that I had the cookbook, and I was like, oh, like, fuck. Like, now I'm going to look stupid. So then
You did.
So then I was like, all right, the solution would be to hide it, and then to be like, oh, I found it. Like, I didn't want him to be the one to find it. I could have admitted that it was in my room, but I didn't want him to be the one to find it in my room, because then I would have felt really dumb. And then he saw me trying to cover it up and was like, you do have the cookbook, and thought I was hiding something else in my room and being, like, weirdly secretive. And
mischievous.
it's just because I didn't.
Demon child.
Comes with the middle child territory.
Oh, yeah. I mean, okay, you guys can guess our star signs. I think I've already talked about it on the pod. So
Have you?
if you're a real one, you're gonna know my star sign. But she's the same one.
Yeah. We're
Do you-
both Scorpios.
do you know what- Oh, that was pretty anticlimactic. Well, if you were trying to guess, yeah, we're both Scorpios. But so if that means
Do we
anything to
give
anyone-
off that, like, sexual?
I've been told by everyone we don't.
I don't. I know.
Yeah. However, okay, what is your moon?
I have no idea.
You should find out.
I
I'm
don't even
also a Scorpio moon.
When was I born?
Yeah. And I'm a Taurus rising. I think I'm also like a Scorpio Venus. Like I'm a bunch of Scorpios, which I thought was really, really funny because it's like extra, extra not.
So, I was gonna say, yeah, so you should be, like, extra seductive.
Well, there was this girl I knew in middle school. She was like, "You're a Scorpio," and I was like, "Yes." And she goes, "It's supposed to be like sexy and mysterious, and you're none of those." And I was like, I mean, to be fair, I'm 12, so okay. I kind of have to wrap this up because I have to pack. But a little story time. These kids came into my work, and
Oh,
they're
yeah.
like 12, 13, middle school, okay? They come in, and they normally come in for my coworker, but he was in Hawaii back home for a little vacation. We're going to see if it's a permanent vacation. He might just move back there. We'll find out.
I love how your coworker has, like, 12-year-old friends.
Well, when you put it like that. However, no, I think it's more like big, like big bro energy.
Yeah.
And so the kid came in, he's like, "Oh, like, is he here? I want him to sign my cast." I was like, "No, but I'll sign it for him." Then they ended up loving, like, myself and my other coworker and just chatting to us for a while about their girlfriends, their sexual activities. And I was like, "You're 12. Like, what?" And then one of them showed me his girlfriend. Now, mind you, this kid looks 10. And he shows me a video of his girlfriend doing a TikTok dance, like, throwing her ass back. She looks 16. I was like, jaw just on the floor. Anyway, so I eventually told these kids, I was trying to, like, you can also tell they're going to be, like, popular fuckboys leaving girls on red in high school. So I was
I don't
just
think
like,
there's a way to stop that, but continue.
I know. Well, so I was just like, like, I'm going to try to, like, make an impact on them. Because if they're popular, then, like, what they do, people will probably try and copy. So
To an extent.
yeah, so I was like, okay. I was like, "Have you guys vaped before?" And they were like, "Yeah, I tried it." And I was like, "Okay, well, do you also like to play soccer?" And they were like, "Yeah, I
Teagan,
love soccer."
You're about to make yourself look like that person on the podcast.
And I was like,
this is going to be on the internet.
They're
This looks-
12, bro. So
Yeah.
I was, wait for it. So then I was like, well, if you vape, your lungs are going to collapse and you're going to die. And they were like, oh. And I was like, yeah, no more soccer for you. They were like, oh. So I tried to make an impact. Because here's the thing,
Yeah.
I also said to them, I was like, it doesn't get you drunk or high. Like, there's not much point.
Yeah.
Especially when you're also 12. Like, once they're 18 and they want to make that decision, go for it. But, like, they're 12. Your lungs, like, you're still growing. You're still developing. They hadn't hit puberty yet.
Yeah.
And they're
No,
also
I
telling
remember-
me all their sexual activities. And I was like,
When I was 12, they had a person come to the middle school, and it was supposed to be an anti-vape campaign, but it actually just convinced, like, a shit ton of kids to try vaping. Because in order to, like, say that you're against vaping, they introduced all the flavors. So they pulled up a screen, and they were like, the vaping, like, industry is going to try to convince you because they have Fruit Loops flavored and Lucky Charms and Rice Krispie flavored, and they have mint and mango and pineapple and
Yeah.
mojito, and, like,
Yeah.
they listed out all the different flavors. And kids were so enticed by, like, oh my God, like, what does that actually taste like it? Like, and it doesn't have calories. Like,
Yeah.
this is ingenious. So actually the anti-vaping campaign convinced, like, half my school to pick up vapes because
yeah.
they were curious afterward,
Well,
which I thought
Yeah.
was kind of funny. I'm not gonna lie. At the time I was like,
I was just a chuckle the
loser.
whole time. I was like, these kids are so young, and I think a lot of it has to do with, like, social media and TikTok, because obviously you don't know what comes up on their For You page. I mean, you could have, like, Andrew Tate, for example, like, or like people influencing all these young
Did you see
kids.
his tweet? He said something like, "I don't bark, but I also don't give like half-ass bites or something." And I was like,
What?
"All you do is bark, you
What
fucking
in the
weirdo."
free is this?
I know.
OMG.
It was so weird. Yeah.
Okay. Well, this has actually been really fun.
I don't think there was a point to this.
What?
Like
Us
when we
just-
started.
it's a little sister catch up.
Yeah.
Spilling the tea.
Your
Oh, yeah.
coffee.
For my studio show,
Coffee by
basically for my
Florence
exam,
by Mills.
Oh yeah. LOL. Did you guys see Millie Bobby Brown's video on Instagram? She's
And she's engaged.
my whole life, I've wanted to start a coffee brand. It's been my lifelong dream.
I feel like skincare makes sense. Coffee, I
She
was
looks like
like,
she has a gun to her head. I was like, oh yes, Millie, your lifelong dream to start coffee. It
I
came
would-
out of nowhere.
I
Like,
would try it. I wouldn't buy it.
Emma Chamberlain
That
makes
made
complete
sense.
sense. Millie Bobby Brown? I don't know about that one, Chief.
Where did Florence come from? Like her branding?
I don't know if it's her middle name.
Because
No, but Millie Bobby Brown. Millie Florence Bobby Brown? That's actually a very good question.
because
If you know,
she,
stand up
she
in the
like
comments.
Florence skincare, and now she's Florence coffee.
Yeah,
And I'm
so
like,
her
okay.
brand is Florence.
So Florence is her brand.
Yeah, you know what I really, really want to try is the Rare Beauty tinted lip oil.
I have the Rare Beauty eyeliner. It's actually so nice. I don't know how to do eyeliner, but it's so nice.
Well, I have to pack all my makeup. I'm glad I didn't buy any while I was here. Oh, I bought a new pair of shoes.
yeah, you did.
Don't tell Mom. I doubt Mom's listening, but don't tell Mom.
She
Mom, if
probably
you're
won't
listening,
hear this.
I bought a new pair of shoes. They're New Balances.
They're cute.
They're really cute. No, I had to order the men's because they
I
don't make the
condone the
color I
purchase.
wanted in the women's. And I was like, you know what? What if I just order it in a men's? And so I looked up research. Apparently, people are like, oh, look, you shouldn't order men's shoes if you're a woman because they're too wide. But I looked up, apparently the men's width is like a D in shoes. But my favorite shoes I own they were like a women's, but a D width. And I was like, so then that'll work for me just fine. I don't have like narrow feet or anything.
I feel like
so
you
they're
do
not too
have
big.
fairly narrow feet. I have wide feet.
I think they're pretty normal.
I probably need to get men's sneakers for them to fit anyways.
The only thing is Converse in middle school ruined my feet, bro.
I want Converse.
I was in pain every day when I wore them. I don't know why I did that.
And then I wore your beat up Converse until they had literal holes in like 3 or 4 different locations because I wanted them so badly. They were small. They were like
They
a
were
size too
loved.
small as
They were
well, but I
loved.
wore them anyways.
Okay, well. Yeah, I got sidetracked. My studio show, real fast. It's called Spill the Tea. I'm thinking. So when I said Spill the Tea, I felt like I was on my show. It's like I'm studying right now.
Oh, wait, you have a studio show?
Well, for my exam, yeah. We all have to produce our own show.
Okay. Oh, that's fun.
It's a little nerve-wracking, though.
It's going to be the drama from
And there's a lot of
campus.
components. I need to make all like the graphics and all. I need to find the music and then make my videos and then edit those videos and then put them in there and get them in the right format. Like, it's a process.
Mm.
I'm also hosting someone's show tomorrow. Shout out Cal. I'm getting him on the pod this term. That is my goal. He is coming on this podcast.
Did you hear that, Cal?
He's also scared he's going to get canceled. So if it's edited, it is intentional.
Yeah.
Yeah. He won't get canceled. It'll just be funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially if you have
You'll find out.
an English audience.
I'm also bringing American treats. So thank you to everyone that submitted some answers on the Instagram. With
You
my
had a
response
poll?
sticker. To see what treats people wanted. It's been over 24 hours. It's gone now.
Oh, okay.
Sayonara.
Never mind.
However, people did us for Peeps. Peeps were sold out at the grocery store. And people asked for Twinkies. Could not find them. But I am bringing a bunch of different treats. I was also going to bring a Cadbury milk bar like from the US versus, and then I was going to have people try that, like the US one versus the UK one. However, the dogs ate it.
Oh, yeah. The dogs ate one of my Nerf bullets.
Oh, yeah. She's playing Senior Assassin. I've been shot. Anyway,
And you're out.
what was the title going to be called? Annika Shot Me, featuring Annika.
Wait, can I?
Don't shoot my phone. Don't.
Oh, damn.
Jesus. Anyway, yeah, so she's playing Senior Assassin, which if you don't know what that is, I need to wrap this up. I need to pack. Anyway, she and
Look it
all
up on
her
Google. You'll
seniors,
find it.
yeah, they all have a target, and they all have to like in the senior class, they all have to shoot each other. Ow. Anyway, Bye, everyone. Thank you so much for listening. You can find us anywhere podcasts can be found, that being Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Pocket Casts, all the places. And you can also follow us on YouTube, follow us on Instagram at The Universe Podcast. And thank you so much for listening. Okay. Bye.
Bye.